People ask me all the time, Abby, what? Are you so weird, actually, is something that I get asked pretty often. Also, I get asked a lot what I do as a ramp agent, and to be honest, I mean, everything. That was so dramatic for what? First things first, a ramp agent does a little bit of everything. Ramp agents do a lot. So it depends if you work on baggage side or cargo side, or if you work at a small airport or a big airport. It also depends if you're with a contract company or directly under an airline. Your job is going to change depending on what services that airline provides or what services that cargo company provides. And that's another thing. There's a difference between a ramp agent for a airline and passenger side and then cargo side. I've done kind of like a little bit of everything. I started at an FBO, a fixed base operator. That was my first job in aviation. Hey, I was a fuel girl. I was on the fuel line. And that was my first job in aviation. And it was very different from the next job I got. So my second job was working on passenger side, and on the passenger side of things, you deal with a lot of bags. The main thing that you do for this job is you take care of the planes. So you don't really deal with people, you mainly deal with planes, and you deal with the elements outdoors. So the main components of this job are you gotta like being outside, and you gotta like being in inclement weather, and you gotta like planes, because that is most of the job. And it is a very physical job. There is a lot of pushing, there's a lot of pulling, there is a lot of walking. Again, that depends on the size of your ramp. And when I say ramp, that just refers to the outside area. That is just the airport operations area, the AOA, and you actually need a side of badge. You do handle things that are important, whether it's customers' luggage, that is obviously very special to the customer, whether you're handling passengers' baggage, that's very valuable and very important, or if you're on the cargo side, you might be handling explosives or DG, which is dangerous goods, corrosives, explosives, and things like that. Also, mail is another thing. There's a lot of mail. How could I forget the mail? The postal is one of the big money makers, and postal is extremely, extremely important. My favorite part of this job has to be the salute that you give the captain at the end, because all their attention and their focus is on you at that moment, and it's just fun because you're out there on the taxiway. We don't wash planes, we don't fuel planes. We do de-ice planes though, and that is more training. So we do de-ice planes, we marshal planes in, we wing walk them, we onload them, we offload them.
Wir mit und ich zeige euch, was wir heute alles machen. Von den Flugzeugen sowie das Einhalten der Sicherheitsvorschriften von meinen Mitarbeitern. In der ersten Linie geht es darum, das Flugzeug vor dem Wegrollen zu sichern und mit Strom zu versorgen. Zum Platzieren der Passagiertreppe brauchen wir immer eine Hilfsperson, um Schäden zu vermeiden. Cockpit-Kommunikation ist ebenfalls ein sehr wichtiger Punkt. Beim sogenannten Arrival Walkaround laufe ich einmal um das Flugzeug und untersuche den Rumpf von außen auf Schäden. Das Be- und Entladen von Flugzeugen funktioniert nur, wenn wir als Team zusammenarbeiten. Crewgepäck sowie Passagiergepäck wird direkt vor Ort separiert. Es gehört aber nicht nur Gepäck dazu, sondern auch jede Menge Cargo und Post wird häufig mit dem Flugzeug transportiert. Wenn du dich als Betriebsmitarbeiter hast profilieren können, gibt der Swissport die Möglichkeit, dich zum Supervisor auszubilden. Könntest du schnell mit dem Kleppband auf Bravo 37 kommen, bitte?
So the main purpose of my role is to ensure the safe and smooth turnaround of aircraft arriving and leaving the airport. The role just isn't about baggage handling, it also entails marshalling, putting steps onto planes, making sure the right luggage reaches the right places, and doing checks around the plane to make sure that they leave the airport in a safe manner. This could see us marshalling, chocking airplanes, putting safety cones around airplanes as they've landed, and connecting ground power to aircraft. So the skills that you need for this role are to be proactive, coordinated, and attentive. You have to be really safety conscious and rely on your teammates as they will rely on you.
Here you help people out, you check them in, you get their bags, so you have a flight to get out on time. So I check the flights. I wanna know all the information about the flights that we have, the load. I wanna know what flights are overbooked, or if I need to do something about it, if a flight's taken out, is being delayed now. And then obviously, when we open, we help the customers check in. Work a little harder. We have to find out a solution, whatever the issue is, either with a reservation or a delay on a flight. I think a positive attitude towards them can make a difference.
Hi, my name's Aaron. I'm a customer service agent at the Saskatchewan International Airport. Every day when I go to work, I'm so excited to see my colleagues, our passengers. Working at Jazz, you have to fill multiple positions through the day. In the morning, you might be starting at baggage services, and in the afternoon, you might be boarding a flight.
Working here requires a physical working environment because sometimes you may stand 2 hours or 3 hours, and sometimes you have to walk around to assist passengers from one end to the other end at the airport. We are looking for those people who are proactive and be patient and more friendly and caring and like communicating with different kind of people all around the world. On a daily basis, sometimes I'm sitting at the inquiry service desk, sometimes I'm monitoring the check-in counter, and sometimes I'm mentoring those new joiners during the on-job training. At Airline, I'm leading a team of 4 to 7 people to finish the departure flight and make sure that the flight can leave on time and fulfill the safety and security requirements so that our customers can have a smooth and safety journey. Teamwork is very important at CX because we cannot finish the whole process from the check-in counter all the way to the boarding gate only by yourself. It is important to recognize each customer as an individual, and this recognition has to be felt, not told. And by continuing delivering the service straight from the heart, I believe the customer will keep flying CX again, and we will achieve our vision to be the world's best airline.
From the moment a flight departs, dispatch is tracking and monitoring that flight all the way to its destination. And beyond normal roles, dispatchers have some pretty unique capabilities when handling things like severe weather coordination, new alternate requirements, or even VIPs on board. And there are 3 groups that can declare an emergency for a flight: pilots, air traffic control, and dispatch. If they're concerned about the safety of a flight, they can coordinate with air traffic control directly through the airline's operational center to declare an emergency for that airplane.
Hey Captain, this is Todd in Dispatch. I wanted to let you know your plane went in the RGO. We're going to swap you at aircraft 823 for your flight to Baton Rouge.
One of the responsibilities that the captain has is to sign our flight release before we can depart. Signing the release is an acknowledgement between the flight crew and dispatch that we agree on everything that's been planned for the flight. Both the first officer and captain review the full release to make sure that things like alternates that are required have been filed, that our aircraft MELs match what's in our logbook, that fuel planning and route planning has been done properly. There are so many things that we have to check in our dispatch release, and if there's something that we don't agree on or that we would like to make a change to, we can easily contact our dispatcher because their phone number is listed right on the release. One of the most common reasons that a captain might contact dispatch is to increase our fuel load for a flight based on what's already been planned for that flight.